What's good, y'all? It's Victor Allen. Y'all also might know me as Pragmatic. I'm going to be using Gravity Sketch to create an illustration of some of the agricultural work we've been doing. And so, Gravity Sketch is a 3D modeling software that you can use, specifically using virtual reality. So, I'm using the Meta Quest headset 2, actually, the Meta Quest 2 headset I got actually maybe 5 years ago. Have been designing with it intermittently, but have decided to get back into it. So first thing I'm going to do is go into File Manager, and I have a folder called Agriculture, and it should have reference images here, but since it doesn't have it here in my landing pad, I'm going to go here to Reference Images, and now I see them in my folder. So let's take this photo from May. Enter sketch and find the file and reference images. Okay, cool. So we're going to do that. Got it. So we're going to head back, new sketch. Cool. So you see I have my left, my right remote. I'm gonna turn this remote on its side. Nope, that's not the one. I'm gonna actually hit this blue button. It's been a minute. All right, cool. Import. Here we go. All right, and this is the one I want to use from May. Okay. Yeah, I want to keep it on his axis. That works. Cool. Confirm. Cool. All right. So now, let's see. Nope, that's not it. There we go. All right, it's imported. Now I got to use this one to grab. Been a minute. All right, cool. So now expand this. So this is the plot of land on Maurice's Bailey's land. It's on the Bailey tract. It's been in his family since they relocated down to Hog Hummock. And so this has been a piece of land we've been allowed the opportunity to use as a cultivation site to continue to grow some of the plants that are culturally relevant and important not only to Maurice's family, but to food systems and foodways in the Southeast. You can see here we have a collard green. That thing is a super duper collard green. But this project began with one like Maurice plowed this whole field. And so we had kind of like this blank canvas, so to speak. So our first project was mounding up because back here, this is the salt marsh back here. And so the ocean is actually right past that tree line. So since this is relatively flat and there's a tidal creek there, when you have an extremely high tide event, followed by, well, also with a lot of rain and like even like a really big moon that's making the tide into a king tide is what they call it, or spring tide, then you have the saltwater intrusion coming in. So we decided to mound up so plants would have a greater buffer between saltwater getting into their root systems, damaging and inhibiting their growth. What we also did was mound in this back area and then mulch to retain more water and to hopefully reduce weeds. So first thing I'm going to do here is just do this is just my reference image right here. So I'm going to been a minute, y'all, use my sketch tool, and I'm going to use my ink tool. That's totally cool. You know, let's use the ink tool still. Then I'm going to use the diamond stroke. Cool. And I'm gonna change the color to like green, because those fence posts are kind of green. So it's gonna be one. Now how many do we have here? We have 1, 2. Actually, I think I can do this. Yep. But what I will do, delete that, add in the top of this fence post to be white. And when I slide this left and right, that increases the diameter of it. So I'm going to kind of mimic that. It's kind of working. That works. So now I can group these with that purple button. Cool, now it's grouped. So I'm going to duplicate these, and so we have 1, 2, 3, and some in the back. 1, I'll move this over here a little bit smaller. 2, all right, come back. Let's put it to the side, that works. So we have this one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so these are also going to get moved because there's another fence post here. So we duplicated 2 at a time. Cool. So 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Cool. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything isn't always symmetrical, but it always still gets built beautifully. And then we have 1, 2, 3. Cool. So if we take like an aerial look, notice this is not quite balanced. So we're just gonna move these so it is a little bit more balanced. Keeping in mind we need to add space for our corner posts. So that's a double one. I'm gonna delete that one. Grab these here. And so now we have a kind of fairly square field, which kind of looks like the one we have. Cool. Everything's not exactly in place. I'm going to bring this out a little bit more because we do have more space there. I'm going to balance these a little bit better. Pull it up and down. I'm going to balance these out a little more. Cool. There we go. So now we have these corner posts. That's kind of damaged. But how about in our book we make it look nice? So I'm going to use my color picker. And I'm going to choose this color right here. How do I do that? We do it with color materials. Oh, let's undo that. We want to, yes, I want to use the color draw tool. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm going to use this one right here. That's cool. Oh, it's taking the whole texture of the photo. That's interesting. Let's see it, y'all. I'm curious on what that's going to look like. Whoa. You know what? Just for the sake of it being cool, we're going to try that. So we have this photo where those T-posts aren't necessarily organized well, but how we're going to do it is set it up as if it was organized well. So typically you want your T-post to be sturdy down like that. And then you're going to want, and not T-post, excuse me, your corner post. You're going to want your corner post to brace against it that way. And so that way, your fence line, if this is like the long way of the field, it's pulled that way and has support along here. So I'm going to group these together, purple button, duplicate it, bring it over here because that's how it should be balanced. And do the same thing on this side. But I'm just going to spread these out a little bit more because we have a lot of scale to play with. Yeah, it's kind of flat. It's all good if it's not. This is just an illustration, just a sketch to show y'all what we've been doing, a little bit more what's been going on. And so, yep, here we go. We're going to need one more over here, and actually we're going to extend this side back. Cool. We're going to extend these over, bring that. Oh, all right, let's look down the fence line. Here we go. That's, if we could really see like this and make fences that straight, oh my goodness. Wow, wow, wow. Just a matter of virtual reality. All right, cool. Now let me get that balanced. Cool, better. All right, and then over here, we have another corner post, but then we have, you know what? I'm going to get rid of that one. Duplicate this here. And then here's going to be where no, I'm going to actually keep the other one again. Because we don't have like an actual gate. Like this gate is there, but that's not the actual gate. I'm going to still draw the gate though. Just because. It's pretty cool. And group. Cool, so now we have our gate. But the thing I wanted to create was our fence. I could do fine line. Let's use this one though. And as far as this, I'm going to use this color here. I'm going to bring it down. And I'm actually going to bring the opacity down too. So now we do a fence. There we go. You can kind of see a little bit better. We're going to do that over. We're going to make the fence line bigger. And this isn't going to be our actual fence, you know, but we're going to imitate like it is. So we're just going to draw it from this side to there. This is going to get curved open because that's how we actually open and close it, by using this and bringing it to the edge of this fence post there. We're going to do the same thing, pull the fence down this way. That's not quite it because the fence should go on the outside of these. Try it again. And then our last fence line is going to go from here to there. All right, cool. So now we have a fence and we can go back in and place these fence posts a little more strategically, as if they're actually in the ground and actually linked to the fence here. So I'm going to do that. Same thing on this side. Same thing on this side. Same thing on this side. That's cool. There we go. And undo that. Just that one. There we go. Now we got a fence. All right, so it's kind of starting to take shape. Kind of look like our garden here. I'm going to get this one a little bit more in line. There we go. Cool. I'm content. So also, we are going to switch tools. I'm going to use the stroke tool. I'm going to use this kind of silver color, silver bluish. Oop, come back. There we go. Also, up and down is the value, around is the hue. I think I said that right. So I'm going to make this smaller because these are going to be the clips that keep the fence in. So it's like, really, they go like this. They attach to this and then go along that way. But they really kind of like flush against it because they keep it tight. All right, I'm gonna use my selection tool real quick. So, dun, dun. And to select multiple, I'm holding this trigger too. I'm gonna group all those. Now I'm gonna duplicate these and just put all the fences like secure. And again, these are the clips that we use to keep the fence, the T-posts. These are the T-posts tied against the actual fence. I duplicated that twice. We go. I'm just gonna bring this over. I'm gonna just duplicate one for each one. And then just secure them here. All right, so now you see how these are secured. Cool. And these get secured with clips as well, really nails. So they kind of get nailed in like that. Again, they're a lot more flush, but this is a VR illustration. We're just going to do the best that we can. Maybe with more time, I'll make it more detailed, but it's cool for now. I'm content. Actually, yeah, they wouldn't go that way. It would go this way. And then this will have like a nail sticking in it. Actually, we don't use the nail. Like, typically, yes, but there are like bits of this that stick out that we just hook to this one. So for this demonstration purpose, I'm gonna add a nail or two. Again, same thing along this fence line to keep it secure. Same thing here. Same thing here. All right. So here we have our field. Again, what we did, we had a mound that went around the backside. So let's go ahead and put that mound in. I'm going to use this brush tool again. What I'm also going to do is use volume. That's big John gimme. Okay, what we're going to do is, let's do this, a soft cube. Yep. Cool. Nice. We're going to pretend this is our ground. This is our bed. So we're going to recolor it. It's really kind of like brown for now. Let's call it that. Okay. So here we go. And the mulch was a bit darker. So let's use a different, let's keep the sketch tool, but we're going to use our volume stroke here. Use a darker color for the mulch. And let's actually give it a texture. We'll go with clay. So if we have it here, we have our reference image behind it. Let's say, make this a little bit larger. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. This is actual bed. So we did that. I think we had a no. It stopped right there. Then we had this bed is a little bit smaller, but it came in, and we did fill it all the way. Yes, that's correct. I'm gonna connect that. So then we had 1, 2 in the center as well. And then, we got that little collard green there. So we're going to make sure it's accounted for. Ooh. Oh, great reminder. So what I'm going to do before I start moving these other things, I'm going to select these right here. Oh, except for that, these right here. And group them. Cool. Now it all expands together. What are you doing? Glitching, that's what you were doing. Oop. Let's undo that. Okay. So let's see how my layers are looking right now. Actually, let's put this on. Let's make a new layer. New layer group. Interesting. New layer. Layer. Can we put this on layer 2? So now if we, let's call it ground. I want you on layer 2. I forget how to put you there. Whoa, don't want to duplicate you. I do want to put you on layer 2. There we go. Cool. You're on layer 2 now. Dope. So now, go to layer 2, hide it, select it. Boom. Now all this, I want you to be up, undo. I want you to be on layer 1. No. Select layer 1. Cool. Layer. No. I want you to be on layer 1. I want you to be on layer 2. Layer. I hope this works, y'all. fence. There we go. Groovy. All right. And make a new layer. Call it reference, or because that's where we're going to put the photo on. Photo's going to go on reference. So if we blank the photo, cool. If we blank ground, cool. Let's bring ground back over here. Oh my goodness. Fence. Let's hide fence. Okay. Let's lock it. Oh, it's locked, so I can't move it. But I do want to group this whole thing as fence. So now, there we go. So we have fence. We have ground. Cool. Nice. Get the aerial view. Fresh. Now all we need to do now is add in that collard green. So let's investigate a little bit more what it look like. Yeah. Nice wide broad leaves, back corner right next to this post right there. And it's kind of like in the mulch area. So I'm gonna take ground and shrink it just a little bit, or might redo this. That's okay. But for now, I'm gonna undo where it was. I'm gonna just pick the collard green in here. So I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna lock the ground layer, lock the fence layer. I'm gonna edit on ground. Oh, yeah, let's unlock it. I just don't want to interrupt it. So let's do this. And I'm gonna start making these collard green right here. So it's got a stalk. It's got these. I'm gonna switch the leaves up. I think I had like a couple heads on it. So use a ribbon. Yeah. So it's kind of like these are the leaves. So yeah, there we go. This big old collard green right here, doing this thing. It's kind of like a Brussels sprout. We're gonna call it collard. Y'all heard it. Gonna call collard. Cool. So we got collard green here. Let's go over and give this. Ooh, undo. So I want to lock that layer. But give this other side its due attention and wonderful leaves. Let's see if we can just get this little loopy activity going here. I think it works for now. Yeah, cool. Collar's really bigger than that, so what I'm gonna do is grab it. Yep, I did try that one. I'm gonna grab it and then just duplicate it. And we're gonna call that the collar. I'm gonna move that. Cool, this is locked. So I can grab all these, group it. Get a little fidgety. Groovy. Awesome, y'all. And so if we take a look at, I'm gonna unlock the layer. Our reference image. We take a look at our farm. You know, we had a wheelbarrow and what in there, but it's okay. Like, we can come back to this. We have a demo. This again was May 2026. So, yep, on Sapelo. Yeah. Don't do that. Sapelo. I don't know if that's I'm gonna just do it my own way. It's all good. It ain't gotta be pure cursive. Sapelo Island. Groovy, y'all. Alright, so thank you for tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed this project. And what I'm gonna do now, move all this back to that a little bit more, is take a photo. So, boom. Get rid of that one. And I'm gonna do it again. Yeah. Let's do that. There we go. And also in Gravity Sketch, we can take a photo. Cool. Resume. Right here. Take screenshot. So cool. And here we go. But first, I'm gonna put my signature. So VAW. Cool. I just took two. Goofball. All right. Oh my goodness. How many did I take? All right. Fresh, y'all. So now if we save, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna call it Sapelo Garden. The snake case and saving. Cool. Awesome. Now we can exit the lobby. We can see our file. We can come back into it and continue editing. And next time we will update it and go from May to June. All right. Exit the lobby again. Let's go to our file manager. Agriculture. Gardens here. Awesome. And we have our reference images. We have our screenshots. A screenshot's what we're looking for. So here. Cool. Perfect. Awesome. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope it was cool. Hope you learned something. Catch y'all next time. Peace.